Coach Warmington, your 2016 season begins this Friday at the Dragon Twilight in Moorhead, Minnesota, with the women's race starting at 8:15 p.m. Now, it usually gets dark around that time, so what's that like for your runners to run in that kind of environment?
This is something that's exciting for them to go and do. It's unique in the fact that we normally run our meets in the morning. So I do have to say, running at night, there is a little bit of an obstacle as far as the effect of placing your foot. It feels a little bit awkward at first. You can't always see where you're going. There are some lights set up on the course periodically throughout it, but there is a lot of darkness to it. So that depth perception of running is something it takes a little getting used to.
Okay, and speaking of your runners, you welcome back a pair of two-time cross-country All-Americans, the senior Brianna Colbinson and junior Emmy Trost. What can you expect from those two this fall?
Boy, those two are just fantastic leaders, both being captains for my team this year, and both just, I want to say they're on a mission. Brianna to have her best season of all time going out her senior year, and Emmy coming back from an injury in track season is just so motivated to really kind of show the country what she can do. So sky's the limit for them. I know they have high goals of, being in the top 10 to top 5 in the nation.
Okay. And junior Amber Seidekrantz is the only other returnee from that 7-runner contingent that competed in last year's NCAA Division II championship, which means you'll have some holes to fill if you hope to qualify for that national meet for the 5th time in your 7 years as head coach here. Who do you see in those point-producing roles for your team this year?
Yes, well, definitely Amber coming back is critical for me because she has the leadership, the experience coming in as a junior. So she's very critical in keeping that middle pack strong and going and helping the young freshmen to kind of maintain where she's at. I guess some of the freshmen that I see coming in being strong and an impact to me would be Maria Berg, Sarah Harrison, Melissa Drunken. Abby Moore is a transfer from us from Christian Brothers, Tennessee. She's also a junior, so she's got that physical endurance and strength. She's coming in really strong. So really, our team, I feel, is just as talented as we had last year, but just a different dynamic makeup of where they're at position-wise.
And a lot of people that don't know cross-country or know it very well maybe don't realize this, but you talked about you have the two real fixtures in Brianna and Emmy, 2 people to build out of. But they don't understand the importance of the 3, 4, and 5 runners and how much they mean to a team. And you've certainly seen that firsthand, how valuable those runners can be.
Yep, and so kind of like what I was mentioning earlier is my challenge this year is that when you have some strong runners like Brianna and Emmy out in the front, is to not lose touch with my 3rd, 4th, 5th and let that gap get bigger. So I somehow have to get that confidence and that aggressive that we need to get as close as possible to those two.
Okay, and your coach and colleagues picked you as the NSAC favorite this year. Do you agree with them?
I want to say this year there's 3 schools that all could contend for a championship, and there's many factors that go into it. You have to maintain your health. All 5 players matter in this. So there are some schools that have just as good top individuals, or maybe they're missing the top but have a strong pack 4-5. So I really think that, yeah, we could be first, we could be third. It's going to be that close of a race.
And including those teams that you spoke of, who are those teams and others that stand, or that in the central region that stand between you and another trip to the NCAA Division II Championships come this November?
So the University of Mary has been picked 2nd for the conference, but they've been picked number 1 in our region and also number 5 in the nation. So I know that coming in they have quite a few transfers that have entered their program. They've got all returning people back, so they have some experience. I feel we have just as much talent, though, just we're at a younger age, so trying to groom my freshmen to grow up a little more quickly. So the University of Mary and then Augustana always has a strong program as well. Those I see the top 3 schools. We bring to nationals 4 out of our region, so I really see us being a top contender to make it back to nationals.
How about some teams from the MIA? Who would be the big team, strong school from that conference?
Like Southwest Baptist won it last year, but they graduated 2 of their top runners. So really just looking where people are, not to say they can't bring in people, but from the research that I've done, a lot of those schools are kind of down.
Okay.
So I see the NSIC as being the strongest conference in our region.
Okay, thanks, Coach.